What's up guys, my name is Mateo. For those of you that don't know, CNBC MakeIt runs a little series called Millennial Money where they dive into the finance and how a millennial spends their money. And recently they just posted a video with one of my favorite YouTubers, Meet Kevin. So Meet Kevin and Graham Stephan were some of the people that really inspired me to start doing a YouTube channel and to get educated on finances because it's something that I've always had a passion for. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. I'm really excited to see how Meet Kevin spends his $6 million in Ventura County.
It was absolutely surreal. I remember that night after the kids going down, you asked me how much that I thought you made everything related to YouTube
in just May.
Just 1 month. And for him to say that it was crossing 7 figures was just mind-blowing.
It's absolutely baffling how much money you can be making from YouTube nowadays. Honestly, even 5 years ago, 10 years ago, people were thinking how crazy of an idea it would be to actually be making a living off of YouTube, but it's possible. And Kevin and Graham and all those other big names that you know, they're living proof of that.
My name is Kevin, I'm 28, and I make just over $5.75 million per year.
My name is Lauren, I am 30 years old, and I make $250,000 per year.
Together, we make over $6 million per year.
And we live in Ventura, California.
And welcome to, wait for it, Millennial Money.
Now, I can already hear people saying that don't know me, Kevin, that this girl is a gold digger, which she absolutely isn't. I just want to preface this, that she's been with Kevin since the beginning of his journey. He moved from Florida to California when both of them had nothing to their name, and they built this entire empire up pretty much from nothing, which is absolutely insane to think about, that they're making $6 million a year after 10 years of being in real estate and the financial niche of YouTube.
A real estate broker and real estate investor, and lately I've started making YouTube videos to teach what I know about investing in real estate and stocks online.
I am a full-time mother and also full-time property manager, managing our own properties.
Graham would not approve of that. That's lifestyle inflation right there. They have a 5-bedroom house. That's just absolutely insane. I'm really disappointed, Kevin. No.
A typical day for me starts at about 5 a.m. Then I go down to my garage office set where I have a walking treadmill and I'll catch up on whatever projects we need to work on for our real estate investments, and I'll plan out the days of videos. After that, by about 2 p.m., I like to go on a run with Lauren so I get a little bit of fresh air outside since I'm mostly stuck in the office from 5 to 2 answering text messages or calls or filming videos. After the run, I'll catch up on emails a bit again. I'll look at properties and projects that are going on, existing renovations, and the goal is to have this drop-dead deadline by 5 p.m. of just hanging out with the kids.
Can we just acknowledge on how well of a plan that he has every single day? He's not just going into things willy-nilly saying, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do today. Who knows what's going to happen? No, okay, Kevin... The reason that I think that Kevin is so successful is because every single day he has his little planner set to what he's going to be doing, how he's going to be doing it, and how he's going to be furthering making the next step in his career, and that's absolutely awesome. That's something that I've started recently doing with that little whiteboard up there, and I hope to be making even more progress with it more efficiently, doing my job, my real estate, and YouTube. It's really exciting.
I get up around 6:30 every day. And then I kind of just hang out with my kids, kind of ease into the day, look at all the assignments and virtual videos that are given to me from my son's teacher at his school. So in addition to that, I also have to attend to my younger son who is not in school and just handle his needs. I also have a lot of property management stuff that I...
Again, she's doing a lot of stuff. I just imagine how hard it is to be a parent during these times, with how difficult schooling is, and I know they're in California, so all of their schooling is online, plus being a stay-at-home mom is a real job. It's nothing to scoff at, so I think it's really admirable, everything that she's doing.
I came from this household that ended up divorcing when I was 6 years old, constantly having no money. There was a point when I was 7 years old where I went through the Washington Mutual Bank drive-thru, and my father withdraws with his debit card $20 from the ATM. And I'm, classic 7-year-old, like, oh, Dad, can I have that? And he's like, Kevin, I only have 11 of these properties left.
That's a really inspiring story to hear from my perspective, at least. His father had 11 $20 bills in the bank, and he didn't grow up in that casual first-class house. He found something he was passionate about and went in on it. He wasn't served anything on a silver platter. It's honestly, Kevin's one of the most inspiring stories that I've been able to witness happen almost firsthand, really, watching him grow on YouTube and through his real estate portfolio. I hope to follow a very similar path to him when I end up buying my first property. That's insane. 22 properties at 28 years old. He's gained over 2 properties every single year since he turned 18. It baffles me.
We ended up finding a trashed fixer-upper, and this place was a foreclosure. We had, barely, $8,000 each to our name to fix this place up somehow, and there was no kitchen, the bathrooms were gone, the toilets were gone, it was a disaster.
Hey, that's what I'm gonna do. That's buying a little $300,000 property within the next year or two. I'm scared, but I'm gonna make it happen.
Regarding our finances, I deal with most of the bills. We do keep a spend tracker between us, so anytime one of us goes to a store and spends money on something, we just use like an Apple numbers spreadsheet.
Okay, let's take a look at what they are spending here. So we have $3,700 on housing, which it is Ventura County. It's gonna be a little bit higher. That's forgivable. I mean, when you own 22 properties, that's kind of forgivable, and you get a little bit of leeway with how much housing you're allowed to have. And then we have $2,100 down on food right there, which is a little asterisk there. There's grocery delivery and alcohol consumption. I mean, that's pretty high. Okay, granted, it is for a family of 2, 3, 4 people. I feel like that could be scaled back a little bit. Like, come on, if you scale back that $500 per person, we could be getting another rental property today, and then you'd be able to spend even more money. That's just careless. I can't keep that on. Wait, hold on, $20 a month on gas? That is absolutely insane. What? I spend more than 20. Okay, the Tesla. That's why, because they don't spend any money on gas because Kevin has his Tesla. That makes a lot of sense. I'm curious to see, though, what that loan is to Kevin's dad. It seems like he must be helping his dad out with something which is really admirable. I'm curious to see where that ends up going.
We established something years ago where we mutually thought, okay, what would be a realistic budget for our own personal needs?
Yep, there's the Tesla payment. That's why they're able to spend so little on gas, is because they're spending $1,300 a month on a Tesla. I want to get a Tesla, but not until I have my first rental property, and that's the rule I made myself, is that I'm not getting a loan on a Tesla because I don't have a rental property yet, so that's just careless.
If I wanted to buy a necklace or a handbag, that would fall into that personal budget. So back then, we said $200 per month that we would have that. I think we've upped it $50.
Became millionaires when they were 23 and 24. He definitely put in the work for it. I'm shooting for 30 to 35, but maybe I'll be able to do it sooner and follow something similar that he's doing. But wow, that means he was only in the business of real estate for 6 years before his net worth really blew up. I know I've watched a couple of his videos on it, but that's never really processed until now. Yeah. That's a really good number. They're diversifying from real estate, which at this point in his life, he should be more in wealth preservation instead of trying to grow his net worth. He has enough money to be set for the rest of his life and his kids' life if they're smart with it, really.
So I decided to start a YouTube channel and share all of the experiences I had and mostly all of the things I screwed up on to try to help people prevent making the same stupid mistakes that I had made.
That's kind of what I'm doing with this channel, is that we're going on the journey together, so you get to realize my mistakes in real time.
The transition of Kevin going from full-time real estate to doing YouTube alongside real estate to then just transitioning to YouTube was actually a very tough time for me and the kids. I just had my second son right when he started making YouTube videos and just started getting monetized at that same time. It was definitely an adjustment that we all had to work as a family to try and figure out the balance, because Kevin's nature is very much take on as much as you can possibly take on and work, and other things were suffering.
That is something I'm taking into consideration right now too, because I'm going to be trying to move out really soon, and with me and my girlfriend moving out, it's going to be interesting to see how the dynamic still works out with me being able to film videos and get into real estate while working at least 30 to 40 hours, probably closer to 40 hours every single week at a 9-to-5 job. So I can definitely see how stressful that gets. And especially when it starts out and he's not making anything, I can guarantee he wasn't making that $150,000 when he first started his channel.
The most I've ever made in a single month in real estate, that would be real estate commissions and investing in real estate, would be around $150,000 in just 1 month, which is absolutely amazing. But the most I've ever made in a month from YouTube has been $1,070,000.
I remember I'd watched that episode of the Iced Coffee Hour, but it still baffles me that he hit 7 figures from YouTube alone in 1 month. That it seems insane. It shouldn't be possible. I don't expect to ever be making that kind of money on YouTube. I don't even expect to be making 6 figures really on YouTube. I just want to be able to help document my journey and help you guys out. But the fact that he made 7 figures on YouTube when in real estate were something that you can really leverage everything in your favor, he only made over $100,000, which again is nothing to scoff at. It's just baffling to put them in comparison.
Over the last 18 months now, our revenue has gone from just being real estate commissions.
Okay, let's take a look at their income real quick. So Teachable at $290,000. Those are what he gets from selling all of his courses, which I've been considering buying for a while now. If you guys want to see a video of me reviewing his course, leave a comment down below and tell me what you think of that. Affiliate links, that's probably going to be, yep, there it is down there. Webull, a Deal Machine, M1 Finance. Speaking of, if you ever need a free stock, go down to the description down below, download Robinhood, get an entirely free stock just for signing up for the platform, or download Webull and deposit $100 and you get 3 free stocks. And also looking over at YouTube, that's another $230,000. Real estate commissions, that's just from buying houses, because he only represents himself, so that's kind of crazy to think about. And then a salary that they're paying Lauren. What's really interesting to note though is that they can have months as low as $230,000, but also as high as $1,100,000. How do you even properly say that for a monthly income? But I guess take into consideration that this is their pre-tax income. They live in California, so it's going to be a lot lower in comparison. And jumping back over to their monthly spending, it's honestly not that bad. I was poking a lot of fun at them, but it's not even a tenth of what their even taxable income is on. Insane.
To making a little bit of money on YouTube, $100 a day, $3,000 a month, to where we are now, where YouTube is paying somewhere.
Even at $3,000 a month, that's a modest salary of $36,000. Like, that's nothing to scoff at. That's making more than I do at my 9-to-5 right now, and holy cow, look at that. Look at those numbers. I don't wanna.
We have 2 children. We have Jack, he's 5, and we have Max, who's 2.5. I think the idea of having children is always something we've been very fond of. I keep telling Lauren we're having 6 kids.
We do want to have like an army of kids.
We do want that. But I think the idea of children is more fun than the actual reality
I wouldn't
sometimes.
say that.
But I mean, it's true, because when you have the idea of having kids, you don't think about all of the things that go with it.
They say they spend more money on kids when in reality, okay, they spend $10,000 of their $700,000 monthly income. It's not something too much to sweat for them right now, but granted, I imagine when they first started, it was probably really hard.
I don't always follow all the rules that I'm supposed to, and sometimes that's not so good. There were a couple instances that came up, one particularly where there was a real estate syndicator named Grant Cardone who said, hey, screw buying single-family houses. Those are small deals. You'll never make money with those. Having a real estate background, I had my own opinions, which substantially differed.
It was a learning experience, is what you could chalk it up to, right? I think that Kevin knew that he was in the wrong after this. It also got a lot of publicity for his channel, so in the long term, it was probably better for him financially to do this, but a bad aspect from a PR standpoint, if that makes sense. I'm curious to what he's going to say in this video, at least from his point of view of it all.
Nature to always work, and he kind of gets like a high from making money, and so I respect that that's something he will always want to do, and I think he always will do it. But at the same time, I think you and we've talked about it, you recognize that we are at a dollar amount now that it makes sense to maybe take a step back a bit.
And in the meantime, I guess I'll just keep playing Monopoly.
Yeah, which pretty much is the same thing I said earlier. At the point that they're at, they could literally drop off the face of the earth and no one would even know. They'd be able to live off the funds. He has $7 million in stocks alone. I told you guys about the 4% rule in the last video. He has a $200,000 salary just based off of those stocks, not even to mention the real estate that he owns, which is absolutely insane. They're in the wealth preservation stages of their life. I'm really happy that I was able to find them so early in my life, and I'm happy that you were able to come along and watch this video to see one of my idols when I first started my YouTube channel and started my little financial journey. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the link down below. There's a link to Discover. It's a $50 free credit just for signing up for one of their cards. And you can start building credit just like Kevin did so you can buy your first real estate property. I will see you guys next time until we start to talk about a budget and potentially what I'm going to be doing in the future. I'll see you around until we continue our financial journeys.